Okay, now that you have changed your bearings and put the end bell on the one side with the fan, you're going to take your whole armature and you're going to stick it back inside of the stator. Now I just want to show you something. You want to inspect your motor windings. Now here you can see that these motor windings are burnt out in this pump. We're going to show you how to rebuild the pump anyway, but we've discovered that the motor windings are burnt. If you take a close look at that, you'll see that the motor windings are black. If you see motor windings black on your pump, at that point, you want to immediately stop and say to yourself, that's it, the motor is done. There's no way to currently rewind them. So if you see those black spots or how that copper is burnt, that is not good. But anyway, let's get back to the repair. Let's pretend it is good. Let's slide the armature shaft right back inside here. Okay, just like this. Okay, there you go. Now remember, you have your marks on the casing, as we showed you in the other videos. Okay, you can see the marks there. I'm going to line up my marks. That way I know where the through bolts go on there later on and I'm not struggling. Just going to quickly tap like that. Okay, and then I'm going to get ready to put my rear end bell on here, all right, in a second. Okay, now, there's a couple different things you want to do. There are a couple guys, sometimes the pumps are installed two different ways, and I want to show you something. So if you are watching this video, you're not like, well, you know what I mean? Like, here we go. Sometimes these motors, that one rear end bell right there is on the front, okay? And then you'll have the rest of the motor, okay? The other side, the through bolts, will come through this way on the switch. Now, I've seen them a lot of times that way, and sometimes they'll come through this way too. So when you're taking your pump apart, as you've seen in the earlier videos, depending on which way you took a pump apart, you want to put it back together because that's how the fittings will line up. But sometimes in the tubs, they do switch these motors back and forth, okay? So we're going to put this one back together the way it did come apart, okay, which is this way, but at the same time, there are opposite ways that you can do it, okay? So we're going to get together now. What we're going to do is we're going to show you this way, how basically what you want to do is you want to line up the through bolts right through these four holes, and that will slide right through, okay? Now, if you have a pump with the other style, we're going to show you the other way, what you can do. Let me just pop this end bell off real quick. Okay, pop this end bell off real fast. Okay, you can pop this end bell off. I'll put it right back in my vise, okay? Or I can actually just tap it off. Okay, like this. So I can tap that end bell back off. You still want to put the fan in this side because see you have your vent holes, okay? But then you can put this rear end bell here on this side, see? On your back. Now that's how some pumps might be, just like that. And then when you go to put it back together, you're going to be sliding it just like this as well, okay? Alright, so what we're going to do first before we get into that is we're going to show you how to remove the seals off the impellers and out of the seal housing, and then once we change the seal in the seal housing, we're going to show you how to put the pump back together. Because you don't want to put the pump back together because there's a seal in the center here. Okay, and you don't want to put it back together and then have to change that seal because it'll be more of a pain. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to show you how to change those seals.